They say love is blind, and I was living proof. 10 years of my life, gone. 10 years of trusting Brandon, my husband, with every fiber of my being. We were the power couple in Washington, D.C., or so it seemed. He had his high-profile job in politics, and I had my own business on the side. We were the epitome of success, but behind closed doors, I was drowning in his lies. I remember the day I met Brandon like it was yesterday. He was charming, charismatic, and swept me off my feet. My mother warned me about him from day one, but I did not listen. She said he had a silver tongue and a way of making people believe what he wanted them to. I thought she was just being overprotective. Boy, was she right. The early years were a whirlwind of romance and excitement. We traveled, went on adventures, and built a life together. But as time went on, I started to notice little things that did not add up. He would disappear for hours without any explanation, and when I asked him where he was, he would just shrug it off and tell me I was being paranoid. He would delete his text messages and browser history regularly, and I would catch him buying new clothes and cologne out of the blue. I brushed it off as him being stressed with work, but deep down, I knew something was off. It was not until I was recovering from surgery that I started to notice a change in him. He would flinch away from my touch, and when I asked him what was wrong, he would just tell me he was tired. I was in a vulnerable state, both physically and emotionally, and he was distant. I tried to brush it off as him being stressed with work, but something in my gut told me something was wrong. And then, I saw him. He was tagged in an Instagram story with a woman I had never seen before. My heart sank, and my mind went blank. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. I tried to tell myself it was just a friend, but the way he was smiling at her, the way she was touching his arm, it was all too familiar. I tried to go about my day, but my mind was racing. I could not shake off the feeling that something was wrong. And then, I saw it. They had matching tattoos with dates during our relationship. I felt like I had been hit by a truck. I could not breathe, could not think. All I could do was stare at the screen, my heart shattered into a million pieces. I thought back to all the times he had lied to me, all the times he had made me doubt myself. He had a way of turning every argument around to make himself the victim, and I had fallen for it hook after hook. But this was different. This was a betrayal of the worst kind. As I sat there, trying to process what I had just seen, I could not help but think of his brother, who had always been disgusted by his behavior. He had tried to warn me, but I had ignored him. And my mother. She had warned me about him from day one. Why hadn't I listened? I knew I had to confront him, but I was scared. I was scared of what I might find out, scared of what he might say. But I knew I could not just sit there and do nothing. I had to take back control of my life. I sat down at my desk, and I started to write. I wrote a letter to him, a letter that said everything I had been wanting to say but could not. I poured my heart and soul into it, and when I finished, I felt a sense of empowerment that I hadn't felt in years. I called him into the room, and I handed him the letter. He read it, his eyes scanning the page, and when he finished, he looked up at me. "I am sorry," he said, but it was too late. The damage was done. "You've been cheating on me with my best friend," I said, my voice shaking with rage. "You've been lying to me for 10 years, and I am done. I am done with you, done with your lies, and done with your betrayal." He tried to apologize, tried to make excuses, but I was not having it. I knew I deserved better, and I was going to make sure I got it. As I looked at him, I felt a sense of strength that I hadn't felt in years. I felt like I could finally see, finally breathe. I was taking back control of my life, and I was going to make sure that no one ever hurt me like that again. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The pain was real. The heartache was real. But I am not the same woman I was 10 years ago. I am stronger, I am wiser, and I am free. And that's all that matters.